This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
Cleanup efforts continue in Clinton County and other areas of the metro after Sunday night storms. The National Weather Service confirms a total of 5 tornadoes touched down. A pair of EF1 tornadoes hit New Baden and one in Carlisle. This is the damage at Beelman Truck Company in Carlisle. Twisters also touched down in Melville and 2 in eastern Illinois. Thank you for joining us for your news at noon. I'm Holden Krewicki. Kay Quinn has the day off. 2024 is now the 4th worst tornado year ever for the St. Louis region. There have been a total of 33 confirmed tornadoes already this year. We start today with Tracy Henson. She's in for Jim with the Weather First forecast. And Tracy, it's been a busy couple of days for you.
Yes, it certainly has. And we knew that Sunday was just going to blow up, especially when we had that sun come out about in the middle of the day. That really charged up our atmosphere and caused things to grow to be severe. We had 5 confirmed tornadoes on Sunday. They happened between about 5 and 8 p.m. Most were rated an EF1. There was, though, one near Omega Xenia in Illinois that was rated an EF2 with damage up to 130 miles per hour wind. So really some strong stuff. The good news is we don't have to deal with that today. It's beautifully sunny outside. We have gorgeous blue sky. Temperature-wise, it is warm, but not too warm. It's 79 degrees out there. We have winds out of the west that are a bit on the breezy side. They are currently up to 17 miles per hour. And out of the west, I wouldn't describe that as nature's air conditioning. That would be more of a northerly breeze, but it definitely feels like the fan is against you. So it will be a bit refreshing, but a little bit cool if you're trying to do something like go to your neighborhood pool. Temperatures today will land in the low 80s for us. We're going to have plenty of sunshine throughout the rest of the day. We do have a chance for a few pop-up storms, which I'm going to outline for you in just a few minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. If you need help covering repair costs in Missouri, you can find resources through the state's Emergency Management Agency, or SEMA, by calling 573-526-9100. You can also find the Emergency Management Agency information for your town, as well as ways to get financial aid or mental health support. The severe weather left 23 people dead in several other states around the country. NBC's Maggie Vespa shows us the damage from Kentucky.
You might be able to hear it. The cleanup is underway here in Kentucky, with millions of Americans across the country, sadly, again, waking up to jaw-dropping damage like this. This house is completely torn apart, and family tell us, believe it or not, a couple in their 90s rode out a tornado sitting on that bed after they couldn't make it down to their basement in time. Family also tells us that couple is okay, having survived this latest round of violent spring weather. Nationwide, over the Memorial Day weekend, we saw now, by our count, more than 70 reported tornadoes across close to 15 states. Nationwide, the death toll now at least 24 people killed, 5 here in Kentucky alone. And that's according to the state's governor, who said one reported twister was on the ground for, they believe, close to 40 miles at one point. We also saw severe damage in other states across the plains, like Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. The White House confirming overnight President Biden has already promised federal aid to the governors of those states. And of course, we know this has been an exceptionally violent spring, and this morning the numbers really highlight that. Year to date, we've had now more than 1,000 reported tornadoes across the country, making 2024 the second busiest start to a year for tornadoes ever recorded. Maggie Vespa, NBC News, Dawson Springs, Kentucky.
New at noon, non-residents who work remotely in St. Louis or for St. Louis-based companies are entitled to earnings tax refunds. The Missouri Court of Appeals ruled today the city ordinance is clear that the tax only applies to work done within the city's boundaries. The city assesses a 1% earnings tax on non-resident salaries or wages for work done in the city. It's a large share of the city's revenue stream. The appeals court agrees with a group of teleworkers based outside St. Louis that rendered in the city refers to where the services is performed instead of where it's transmitted. There's been no comment from the city just yet. Look for reports from political editor Mark Maxwell tonight on 5 on Your Side. The Illinois Senate has passed a budget for the next fiscal year. The $53 billion spending plan is about 1.5% more than last year. It also includes $750 million in tax hikes and a 5% bump in pay for state lawmakers. It also includes funds for the governor's proposed early childhood agency. The plan now moves to the State House. Just minutes ago, the Jefferson County Sheriff announced his office is investigating a homicide involving 2 juvenile victims. The sheriff is planning a news conference at 1:15 and will release more details then. We have a crew headed to the scene right now. Look for more updates this afternoon on air on KSTK.com and on the 5 on Your Side app. A man is recovering today after being rescued from a Ferris wheel. It happened overnight at the Old Chesterfield Mall. 5 on Your Side's Mercedes McKay shows us how it all went down.
This all started just before 2 a.m. The 54-year-old man and other workers were taking down a Ferris wheel from a Memorial Day weekend carnival here when a section of the wheel collapsed and trapped him 45 feet up in the air. Dozens of firefighters bravely went up the wheel, harnessed the man, and slowly lowered him down. Overall, the rescue took 45 minutes. The fire chief told 5 on Your Side that when they took the man down, he was conscious. He was complaining of back pain and was obviously incredibly overwhelmed. We do know he was treated at a local hospital. In Chesterfield, Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
Arnold is looking to grow. According to our reporting partners at the Leader Publications, on August 6, voters in the city will decide if it can annex 100 acres of property that runs along Old Lee May Ferry and Vogel Roads. That's southwest of the current city limits. A public meeting will be held on July 18th. Happening right now, the prosecution and defense are preparing to make their final cases in Donald Trump's criminal trial. NBC's Jay Gray is outside the courthouse in Manhattan with the latest.
Well, the final words in this high-profile, high-stakes case are beginning here today, and much to the frustration of the former president, it's his defense team that will speak with the jury first. The closing arguments for the defense will center on a lot of things they say just don't add up in this case. And most importantly, they say the testimony of former Trump attorney and confidant Michael Cohen, who they say is a convicted liar with an agenda against the former president. They'll be looking to discredit his testimony, which is at the heart of this case. As for prosecutors, they are expected to meticulously go through the evidence in this case, and they say that all of that evidence makes it clear that the president was not only committing fraud, but doing so to hide this from the voters, an affair with Stormy Daniels that to this day he says did not occur. What to look for today in the courtroom? Look for the defense to take about 2.5 hours, they've told the judge, to present their closing arguments. And prosecutors say that they will spend 4 to 4.5 hours with the jury. Now, that could push things into tomorrow morning. If the jury decides to go home on its regular schedule, the judge has given them the option of staying late to finish up closing arguments today. And certainly that's what the defense team wants. They're going to kind of move through theirs rather quickly so that they don't allow the prosecution to not only get the last word today, but come back tomorrow when the jurors are fresh in court and going to begin their deliberations to have one last word. So again, the former president very frustrated that the defense is not going last when it comes to these closing arguments, but that's New York law. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way this trial will proceed. We know that time is not limited on either team, so they could go longer if they choose to. This will be followed tomorrow likely by jury instructions, and then this case will go to the jury. It will be in their hands. That's the latest right now outside the courthouse here in Lower Manhattan. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
The Pope is making headlines today, the term he reportedly used that has the Vatican apologizing. Plus, the project historians hope will eventually tell the untold stories of the Revolutionary War. And today is the last day to round up at the register for the Folds of Honor campaign at Schnucks. The money raised goes towards scholarships for spouses and children of fallen and wounded service members and first responders. 5 on Your Side is once again a proud partner.